Hello viewers, this is Christabel Diana from Trinity Software. In this video we are going to create a registration form, and then we are going to retrieve the details from the user and export the data to a CSV file and a text file. We will see all these things step by step. How to do this in Tkinter Python interface. Okay, the first step is we have to install two things. The first one is pip. Actually, pip is the package installer for Python. It is installed along with Python. In case if you don't find pip with Python, you can install pip from this link. Okay, and if pip is already there, from the command prompt you can use this command pip install tcalendar. This tcalendar will be used in our date function. To retrieve the date of birth of the user, we will be using it. Okay, so these are the installation steps. Now we'll start from the scratch. How to create the registration form. The first step is you have to import Tkinter and then creating the GUI main window, and you have to make the application main app ready to run. These are the first three steps. So from Tkinter you are importing all modules, and we are then creating the GUI main application window. So here we are mentioning root.geometry, the height and width of the main application window, and I am setting a title and setting the background color as gray. And finally the app will be ready to run only after giving root.main loop. All the code must be written within this part. And now, so the output will be a simple gray colored application window with the title registration form. So now let's move on to the next step of creating the registration form. We have to create labels and widgets. That will be the next step. Adding the labels and entry widgets. The first label will be course registration form. The label syntaxes, we have the first argument as root, the application window which we have created. Then the text will contain course registration form as the title, then the width of the label, and I can mention the font, background color and foreground color. And then here I have used the place geometry manager. Okay, place geometry manager with x and y value as 70 and 50. Then I have created a label for name, email ID and contact number. Okay, this place geometry manager, you can explicitly set the position and size of the window. There are three types of geometry manager. In the last video we have seen pack, then here we are seeing place, and one more thing is the grid. So now we are using the place geometry manager here. Okay, fine. And then I am using a new option here called anchor. So this anchor is used in all the labels, and I have set anchor is equal to W, which means it's a character representing the position where the text must be placed inside the label. So this W represents the west. So in this diagram you can see how it is placed. By default anchor will be center. The text will be placed at the center of the label. In case I want it to be placed at other positions like north west or west or north or some other directions, I can mention it explicitly. In this case I want all the labels to look neat in the same line. That's why I have used anchor is equal to W. And background color also I have set it as gray, so that our main application window color and this label color are same. That's it. All the other remaining things are same. And then we are creating the entry widgets for name, email ID and contact number also. So the entry widget, as usual, you have the main application window. Then you can set the width. So these are all optional, and border size, it can be 2 or it can be more than that. Okay, fine. So now we have created labels and entry widgets. So this is our course registration form. Now we have created 3 entry widgets, and I have also created the label for other things: full name, email and the contact number. Apart from that, you have date of birth, gender and select post. These are the labels created. So now since we have used anchor, you can see all the text starts in the same line. Now we are going to the date entry widget and radio buttons. For date entry widget, we have to import date entry from Tkalendar, and we are calling the method date entry, passing root, width, I am setting the width, This is the calendar which will be opening up as a drop down menu. The background color will be brown and foreground color will be white. And date pattern here is by default it will be month, date and year. So I want the date to come first. So I have mentioned as date dd/month/y. So the capital Y represents all the 4 digits of the year. It will be like 2020. And I am setting the border with S3. Then I am placing that with X and Y axis. X and Y coordinates set as such. Now I will move on to this radio button. This radio button will have, so these 4 things are mandatory: the root, first argument, and the text is what should be specified, variable and value. So what is this variable and value? Variable I am setting is rvar equal to intvar. It means that it can hold an integer. By default it holds 0. If it is specified explicitly, that integer value will be stored in that variable. So if you see here, this variable name is called as a shared variable. It is shared among all the radio buttons. Variables will be shared among all the radio buttons, whereas the values are distinct. It is unique for each and every radio button. In case if you are going to give the same value for all the radio buttons, when you are opening that application window, all the radio buttons will be selected. The values should be distinct, variable name should be same. So, and these are optional things. Font I am mentioning Times New Roman and all, and background color is selected as gray, and I am placing in that exact position. So in this way we have placed date entry widget and radio buttons. Now it looks fine. So the current date will be always displayed here, date of birth, and the date entry widget, current date is displayed. Then we had 2 radio buttons, male and female. Value will be 1 and 2. Now we are going for selecting the course. We should have a drop down menu there. Cvar is equal to C variable. We are using some variable and it is set as string var. It means it will hold only a string. If nothing is mentioned there, it will hold a null string. So now I am specifically setting that variable. You can set the value of the variable as select course. Then we have this option menu. So this is the syntax for option menu here. So option menu, master is the root window, and variable name we are going to specify. Variable name will have the initial text variable. So initial text variable will be what we have set. cvar.set select course will be there, and then asterisk option will be the option list. So option list is given here. You can have as many number of options here. Okay. So this will contain the list of elements in the drop down menu. So we'll have select course here, and then the drop down menu will contain Python, JavaScript, Perl and Java. So you can make use of config method and set the font size and border size, and place with X and Y axis, and you can set the width also. So it looks like this, so that the width is same as that of other entry widgets, and select course is the option menu we are creating, and when you are clicking the drop down menu, you have all the 4 options. You can select any one among them. So this is how drop down menu works. And the next step is we have to create the submit and cancel buttons. So this is not new for you. We have 2 buttons, button 1 for submit and button 2 for cancel. The missing thing here is we have not yet called any function here, because we are yet to write the functions for saving the retrieved data in text file and CSV file, as well as we are going to make use of some message box for displaying the information to the users. So that should be written in a function, and that must be called here. Since we have not yet written the function, I have not used command method. Other things are same. We have width, background color, foreground color and font size is mentioned. The similar way for button 2 I have used to cancel. If the user doesn't want to register in between, if he wants to cancel, he can press the cancel button. That will just close the application window. To close the application window, I have used root.destroy method. I am calling that root.destroy method. That's fine. So now we have designed everything. We have designed the labels, entry widgets, date entry, option menu, radio buttons and other buttons. Everything is fixed now. The next step is to define the functions. Now I have used 2 functions here. First function is a message function. Show the warning and information to the users based on what they enter. I am just displaying some information. So for this, you are going to import message box. So you remember this cwhere is the variable which we have used in this option menu to represent the courses, and rwhere is the radio button variable. Okay, so the current value of that cwhere and rwhere can be retrieved using this get method. So whatever the user has selected from the drop down menu can be obtained by using this cwhere.get method, and I am storing it in course variable. And this from the radio button, whatever is selected, either value 1 or value 2, that is selected, that will be saved in gender variable. So if the user, if you see this condition, if the user should have selected either the first option or the second option, male or female, in that case I have some if condition. So the first condition within this outer if is, we have this inner if else condition here. E1, we have 3 entry widgets there. I am checking for whether the user has filled the name, email ID and the contact number. So if e1.index of end equal to 0, it means that this index function should return the index position. If index of end is 0, it means that it is empty, nothing is there, nothing is present in the entry widget. So you can give a warning message stating that some details are missing, and you can enter your name. Okay, else if email ID is missing, you are again checking the same condition, e2.index of end is equal to 0. If email address entry widget is empty, that can be shown as a warning message. Similarly for contact number also I am giving a warning message. If all these things are present in the else condition, I can just show information stating that it's registration successfully done for the course, and I am mentioning the course, for which course they have applied. And the outer if else part is, if they have not mentioned either, any of the gender, either male or female, then you can also show an information stating that missing details and enter your gender. So this is how warning information can be stored. Okay, next step is we are going to export the data to a text file as well as the CSV file. I am using a separate function. I am defining another function for exporting this data. So for this I need datetime and CSV. I am importing both datetime and CSV. CSV is comma separated value, it's a file format. So in the function name is save, rwhere.get is stored in G, and cwhere.it is get in, so it's stored in course. And to retrieve the selected data in Tcalendar, we use this method get underscore date, that will be stored as db. And the next thing is I am going to convert this to string. It will be in the date time format. This db will be representing a date, right? So that should be converted to a string so that we can save it in another file. So this strftime method will return a string representing the date. That representation is mentioned here, %d, %m and %y. And datetime.now will return the current local time. So that current local time is stored in now variable. So if g is equal to 1, as usual we have these two things. If g is equal to 1, gender is selected as male, else gender female. So this is what we are going to store in the text file. It's so easy. We are having a string. We are defining a string variable here, starting with the new line. And first thing is I am going to use now.strftime. It means that at what time the user has registered for the course. So that is obtained by retrieving the system's current date and time using this %d date and then hours minutes. Okay, then we are using a tab delimiter /t. We are getting the data from name entry widget, then email entry widget, and then we have this and the last one is contact entry widget, and then this d represents the date of birth and gender and then the course. All details are collected and it is stored in yes. Now it's so simple. You have to open a new file. F is equal to open. If it is already present, it will just append the data to it. If that file doesn't exist, that will be created, and then the reg details.txt will be created in append mode. /a means append mode. Means that each and every time you can update the user data to the file. So I have opened in that way and I am writing yes, the string value to that file, and we are closing the file. That's it. In that way the data is stored to the text file. The same way the data can be stored in a CSV file. CSV file is mainly used for this comma separator values used in spreadsheets and databases. Okay, so this you can open with the register file.csv. If it is already present, that will be updated, otherwise it will be created in append mode as fs. We are opening this file as fs, and then we are using this method csv.writer. What is csv.writer method will return a writer object that will be useful for converting this user's data into some delimited strings in the given file. So it takes two arguments, fs and then an optional dialect is equal to excel tab. So this excel tab is a class. It means that properties of excel generator and tab delimited file. We need not give explicitly the tab specification here. When you use excel tab, the tab will be given as such. Then we have that write row method. It will write a row of data into the specified file. The specified file is mentioned fs. We are going to write using that write object. Now this current time, the same thing, it will be everything will be written in that row in a single shot. Now we have now.strf time, the current date and time, e1.get, e2.get, e3.get, and everything is. So after writing, we are going to close it. So that's it. Now we have to explicitly call the functions. Since we have used two functions, I am using a third function to call both the functions. So the third function name is def save info, and I am calling save and message from here. Now I can update the submit button by calling save info in command. Command is equal to save info. So that will in turn call these two functions. So in this way we have completed the steps of creating the registration form. Now we will run and see the output. So this is our registration form. Okay, this is what we have designed. I can enter any name here. So the calendar will be mentioned like this. I have this background color and this is the foreground color. I can select the date from here. And I can update here also. And I am selecting a course with Java. I am submitting. Here we have this message box registration success and registration done successfully for the course Java. Okay, and I am then closing it. Now if you see here, I want to check whether it has been placed in that registration, the text file. So the text file, these are the data which I have already entered previously. This is the one which we have entered now. The current date, time, and the name, username, email ID, their contact number, date of birth, and the course they are interested, gender and the course they are interested in. Similarly, CSV file. See, you can have the tab space between each and every data. The same data is mentioned here. Okay. So, and for other message information, in case if I miss any detail, I am just giving email ID, you will get a warning message like your name, missing details, your name is missing. And now if I give name, but if I don't give my email ID, like these are all required fields, So again you will get enter your email ID as the missing detail. Similarly, if contact number is missing, it will ask to enter your contact number. Again, if the same way, if gender is not selected, I am not selecting the gender here. So it will give you enter your gender. So this is how this course registration form has been designed. If you like this video, kindly subscribe and share. Thank you for watching.